Ladies and gentlemen, I have got a great idea. Okay? How to track each day. So, this year's goal is to define and develop a trading process in a clear, concise, and organized way, um, so that I know what my trading process is, what to do every day. It's an absolute process, um, and it's defined and it's written in stone, and that's my goal of the year. And I'm trying something out here, and I think it might be beneficial. See, what is one thing that so a lot of my plan and process and trading plan is designed to mitigate gambling. Okay, gambling happens when you don't have a plan, when you don't have especially when you don't have a profit stopping point. Gambling happens when the gamblers win, they lose, but then they win. They don't know how much they're going to win. And that's the lure of gambling is it could be $1,000, it could be $10,000. You don't actually really know. It's not defined. And that gives the brain curiosity and imagination and hope that there's going to be some big win, or just a little win. It doesn't matter. The brain likes the variety anyways. So if we're not defining a goal, we're kind of boundless and in the pursuit of any profit, because that's what we're going for. We just want some profit. um, we become imaginative, we become hope filled, and our optimism gets the best of us, and we never stop. I mean, why would you stop? Because you're making money. Why would you ever stop? Like, there's no stopping point, and gamblers always lose because they can't stop. So the idea is knowing my weakness. Like, I'm trying to not gamble. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't want to gamble. I don't want to be a gambler. I want to be a trader, and a professional one. One that's unique and has their own style and their own way of trading and their own. It's not very, you know, quantitative, but it still freaking works. And I want to be that dude. And we have to be aware that gambling is there. Gambling's in under the radar, in my opinion, for all traders and investors. A form of gambling's in that because we are, by definition, gambling. This is a game of chance, and so we have to mitigate that. And the idea how to mitigate that is set a ceiling, okay, a ceiling, and of course a floor. Of course we can't. If we lose too much, it's over. Whatever, we just call it quit. It's over, and it limits our targets, and it limits our stops. And this is not on a trade by trade basis. It is on a trade by trade basis. That's level one. That's easy. Obviously, I have a stop loss and a target. Okay, so you know how much you're going to win on a trade. You know how much you're going to lose on a trade. There is no hope. There is no idea. There's no imagination. You can have your target further away or whatever, but have a objective way of doing so. That's a given. I'm on to level 2 where on the day we have a daily stop loss completely over. Like, on the day I can't lose more than 25 units, whatever, 25 apples in my case. And on the day I can't win more than 25. And that's what I've come up with. And that's come up with just because I think 25 is just a good amount. If I don't double my risk on a trade is about 5 apples. So if you happen to win 5 apple trades, 1-to-1s or something, dude, that's a solid day. You're walking away with 25 apples, and you can scale this whatever you want. The idea this year is to be able to walk away consistently making 25 apples. I'm not talking every day. A lot of the days we're going to lose, and a lot of the days we're going to hit the time loss, and it's time lapse, it's over. Whatever score you're at, boom, hour and a half session. I think that gives you plenty of time. An hour just goes by a little bit quick. It just goes by a little bit too quick. So an hour and a half, in my opinion, is fine. And I don't even care when throughout the day. Obviously, you want to pick 8 a.m., but if you can't manage, you have to start at 9 a.m., you can go to 10:30. You don't have to hard stop at 10. The market's still open at 10:30, and you understand that. You just take less trending trades if you want to do that. But anyways, that's my plan. The long and short of it is I have a ceiling on the day of 25 apples, and I have a stop loss on the day of 25 apples, and I've designed it into a football graph. It's this way because there's also another factor into this, which I've been thinking of like a lot of times, is let's take, for example, you're trading. Okay, you're trading. Let's take a full example for you. Let's take a full example. All right, so I'm going to get, this was the previous day's data, so I'm going to bring this down, and we're just going to mimic what tomorrow might be, okay? What tomorrow might be. So it starts at 0. Okay, the football starts at 0. So let's say you place a trade, you risk 5 apples and for 5 apples, and you win. Boom, plus 5, okay? So oops. All right, so the football's at 5. Look, you started at the 0 line, all right? You started midfield. You either get a touchdown today or you get scored on today, or an hour and a half finishes up, time-based, ding, 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 the timer goes off. Oh, out. You have exit orders if you're in a position. If you have no position on, 0 more, there's no more entry. It's over. It's over, okay? And this is a way of defining and compartmentalizing trading. It's safer. It's safer because there's a limit on the top. There's a limit on the bottom. You might ask, why is there a limit on the top? Like I was saying, it gives you no imagination. It's over. Like you get a touchdown, you win the game. It's over. That's it. And you trade tomorrow. You're not going to be a millionaire today. It's never going to happen because there's a limit, and that gives your gambling mind no food at all. It doesn't feed the gambling mind. It says, gambling mind, I don't care about you, bud. And the gambling mind is starving in a prison cell. That's what we want. We want the gambling mind to die. Because you might think that's kind of abusive or whatever bullshit. The gambling mind's evil, bro. It causes you pain. It is actually evil. Anyways, we can go on long stories about that. But touchdown, bro. Let's score a touchdown. And guess what I'm having? This is my ledger I look at all day long. All day long I'm dedicated to this ledger. Okay? I place my trades in here, and this is my process. This is the most fundamental piece of my process, the ledger, because I'm all constantly tracking if it's correct on the chart, matched with the ledger, because I go through this data. I look all about which trades are doing well. Why am I placing this trade here and there? It's so imperative to trading. Otherwise, I feel lost. I feel like a boat in the ocean without a rudder or engine. It's just, I'm freaking floating. I need the ledger because it shows direction. It shows what I'm doing, and that's imperative to my process. And I'm just adding today. I'm just adding a little football diagram because it's football season. As I'm trading, I can see what's going to happen. Oh, I'm going to do a double on this trade. I'm risking 10 apples. Boom, I lose 10. Guess what happens? The ledger should, I'm going to get the equations correctly. The ledger's going to just automatically show the football that way. And you're like, "Oh, bang, look at that. I was in a first down territory. Now, boom, I lost 5 yards. And I'm down 5 apples on the day." And that is what it is because it's today or whatever, you know. and it's on the day, by the day, and I can see my status on the day. It's just on the right side. This is auto update. I don't have to touch it. I'm doing anything. I do the ledger anyways. I just get to see, oh, this is what's happening. And boom, if I, let's say, lose 20, it's not going to be a 20 apple trade, but 10 again, because I doubled. Dang, I lost again. Now what? Boom, you're down 15. I need a win. Now, this is why this is here. I get to see my results as I'm trading during the trading day. And the most important part is I see, like, holy crap, my butt is up against a safety here. They're going to score on us soon if we don't turn this thing around. We need a first down. We don't need a Hail Mary. We need a first down. And what is a first down to me? A first down to me is like a 1-to-1. Or risk 5 apples, gain 5 apples. Not risk 5 apples, gain 25 apples. That's a 5-to-1. Those aren't likely. I need something likely. And you go on the charts and you see, like, oh, this trade, generally it's a holding split, but it's a micro. Generally, micro trades are such a narrow trade that if it were to work, it goes 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 5-to-1. It can go 5-to-1. I don't want to take those because they're more risky. And I don't want to do a 1-to-1 for a 5-to-1 trade. Look, everything goes back to the chart. Everything goes back to the trade. If the trade, your bet on the trade, if it were to work, it works for a 4-to-1 or a 5-to-1. Don't be doing 1-to-1s on that. In this scenario, I would omit it. I would say, no, I'm looking for a trade that's safer, that's going for a 1-to-1, not a 4-to-1 or a 5-to-1. Yes, I can place a 1-to-1 and apply it to a 4-to-1 or a 5-to-1 trade, but that wouldn't be smart because a 4-to-1, 5-to-1 trade, by that I mean trades that if the game day wasn't applicable, I would be doing a 4-to-1 on it. Why? Because it's supposed to go a 4-to-1. That's the most efficient and optimized way of trading that setup. A breakout setup with a tight risk, those are likely to fail. But if they catch wind, you can sail that for a 7-to-1. Don't be doing 1-to-1s for those. That's my point. And if I see that happening, oh, it's a big breakout in a tight zone, you can catch wind, I could be doing that, but I don't want to do it in this situation because I can't afford to lose anymore. I'm about to lose. I'm about to get scored on and my day's over. So what I'm going to do is say no to that breakout and say, hold up. I'm looking for a much bigger zone and we can really get a 1-to-1 a little more safe. And all I'm asking for is for a 1-to-1. And that's what I do. And I'll do a 1-to-1. It's five apples or something. And then guess what happens? We score a 1-to-1. Ooh, okay. We got some yardage here. We're getting here. That's positive 5 apples. We're all right now. Let's figure it out. And then the next trade, okay, now we can sail this thing. I'm risking 2.5 apples for a 4-to-1. 2.5 times 4 is 10 apples. So let's say it catches wind and we get a 10 apple win on that. And now we're cooking with gas. Now we can start flinging these things. Now we can really start going. And let's do a double 10-to-1. Let's do a double 10 apple risk for a 2-to-1. And that's 20 apples right there. Let's say you lose that or whatever. It doesn't matter. 2-to-1 is not that hard. 2-to-1 is inherently 33% win rate. That's not the worst in the world. Those things can happen. That's a third of the time it wins. So that's great. So let's say it does win and it was a double. So it's 10 apples or 20 apples reward. Boom. We're now look at us. This is a great example. We're 5 yards from the touchdown and my day's over. Guys, all we need is 5 yards. What are we doing? We see a trade. Let's say it's a breakout. Let's say it's that same type of trade that's a tight risk and you can let it catch sail. We don't want that. Why? Because all we need is 5 apples, bro. I don't need a big win. I don't want a big win. And I'm not going to take that small tight zone just for a 1-to-1 because if it usually loses. If it loses, it just goes slices right through it because it's such a tight zone. And if it loses, it loses, and then I'm down 5 apples. We can't be down 5 apples. I just want to just increase a little bit. So right now, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to risk 10 apples for a 0.5 to 1 on a trade that, let's say, it's a wide holding split, or it's an H-S demand open protecting extreme. So it's like it's a bullish. The price is trending. All right, I'll show you. Just to show. Price is trending downwards. Price is trending downwards, and then there's a big bullish bar like this, and then the next bar prints and comes down to here, right here, and then there was a little bit of demand here. So this is generally, you can take this trade. This is your plus one, right? That's your entry, and then you're protecting extreme. That's your stop loss. And all you're grabbing, guess what? All you're grabbing is a 0.5 to 1, because that's how I designed it. A 0.5 to 1 is right here, is your target. Not a full 1 to 1 right here. Your target's right here, and that's a small bounce you're asking for. It inherently has a 66% win rate instead of a 33. So a 66% win rate, even if you're blind with blindfolds on, you set it up in a bracket order, you risk 10 ticks and you make 5 blindfolded, you're going to generally win 66% of the time. That's all we need. So I'm risking 10 apples on that, and I gain 5, let's say. Boom. Touchdown Packers! Woo! Touchdown! All right. Yes, we got a touchdown. All right. All trades canceled. Everything's good. We're done. And that is a successful day. And then we close up shop. Oh, this one took me 45 minutes to accomplish. We do have an hour and a half of trading time. We got done with work early today. Fantastic. We go home. We shut off shop until the next day, and then we refresh the field on the next day. That's the plan. I think that's the plan for right now. As you know, as I know, I always change plans. But hey, let's stick to this, bro, just for a freaking month. Let's just play football for a month, please. Can we just play football for a month? Please. Yes, that's what I'm doing, and I'm doing it on simulator, so there's no emotions fucking me up. It's just straight up playing football. This is going to be fun. Let's see how much we score touchdowns. Let's see how much they score on us. And that's it, man. There's no imagination to it. You can only score 25 apples today, ever. You can only lose 25 apples today, ever. I mean, it's fantastic. And you see your position on the field, and that changes how you trade. It gives you objective. And why do you need objective? Because that's how you want to be able to trade. You need to be able to think about win rate. Am I in a position to take on a large trade for a huge risk reward? No, I don't need that, because all I need is a little bit of a first down right now. I just need a first down. I can't afford to lose right now because I'm backed up right here. Whatever, you know. That's how we're gonna trade, and you can see your graph each day, and this auto updates. I really think this is gonna be cool. So I'm really pumped about this. That's generally what I'm gonna do for January. And if it's cool, man, we can continue this. I don't see anything wrong with this, because there's really no change to this. It just gives me this football field right here. As I'm putting in orders and using my ledger, I can see just where I am on the day. It just gives you perspective. And I was blind before this. I was just seeing like, oh shit, I'm down. I just go like this and see the sum on the bottom of Excel. It's like, oh, the sum, negative 2.8 apples. Oh, all right, we got to do something about this. Like, I don't actually have a plan really throughout the day. It's just trade. And this gives me more plan and perspective and boundaries, because it gives you your target. You just want to score a touchdown. Yes, we scored a touchdown. It's over. And it's cool. I think it's cool. It's less emotion because you don't have endless possibilities. There's 2 possibilities. Actually, there's 3. There's touchdown, or they score on you and the game's over, or your time runs out, and wherever you are on the pitch, wherever you are on the field, it's over at that point in time. hour and a half. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna do an hour and 1.5 hour. That's fine with me. That's cool with me. Anyways, that is the plan for 2024, at least in January. Let's see how it goes. Can we just stick to a plan for once? Just give it 30 days, please. Just give it 30 days, bro. See how it goes. See how this little touchdown thing goes. I think it's kind of funny, kind of cool, and useful, but we'll see. But yeah. Yeah, man. We'll see. We'll see.